Good morning, everybody. You're reading the Christiana 321. I am the Christiana. I realized I haven't said that the last couple of days, and you might not know who you're watching, especially because I've been AWOL for months. I don't know, not quite months. Every now and then I posted a couple of videos, but I've not been very consistent lately. Anyway, today is Vlogmas Day 4, and I am drinking lemon and ginger, which is the actual day 4. Day 2 is a peppermint tea, which I don't think is a very good one to drink for me right now. Normally if I drink peppermint tea, it helps with digestion, and while I'm traveling, while I'm about to be in the car for an hour and everything, not a great, not something that you want, to increase the frequency of, we'll say. But lemon and ginger sounds good. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I feel like I don't know if I'm getting sick. I've been around some people that were a little bit sniffly. It's hard to tell because it's so dry here, so everybody, they just cough more if they're not used to this climate because it's so dry, or my nose is so gross because it's so dry. Anyway, TMI probably. Not that TMI. Anyway, sorry, nuclear power joke. What was I saying? Oh, so, I should really edit these. I'm not going to. I wasn't able to fully wash out my cup from yesterday, which with tea, I don't normally worry about, but normally I'm drinking the same flavor of tea day after day. So just rinsing it out is fine. However, it's gonna have some of that currant, whatever flavor tea mixed in with this lemon honeyness. Oh, but yeah, supposedly this is good for you if you're, although it also says that it will help soothe digestion, so maybe this is also not good. Last night we went to this really pretty place. Once I'm home from my trip, I might post some pictures on Instagram. And so you guys can check it out. But it was kind of up on this mountain, and there's this outside area, and they had twinkle lights everywhere. Honestly, the prettiest that I've seen in Arizona, especially with the sun setting, although the picture I took of the sunset was not very good. The colors just don't come through. I know that there are things that you can adjust in the settings on your phone to make sunsets pop the way you're closer to how they do in real life, but I was busy talking to people, networking. So there's that. Anyway, I was gonna talk about Polar Express. Is it too late in the video to start talking about that? So basically, they do versions of the Polar Express train thing all over the United States, and it is licensed through a company, I believe, called Rail Events, who make sure that everything is a consistently good experience that represents the movie well, or the book, or both, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what the contract is. Anyway, it looks so cool and so much fun. And so last year I wanted to try and get tickets for John and I to go, because it was something that was happening at the Railroad Museum, which we love. It's where we got married. This was before we got married. Anyway, I wanted to get tickets because it looked like a fun event. And they sold out in 2.5 hours. They sell out immediately. They've got something like 40 shows, I think they said. Which, yeah, each show can have a couple hundred people, I think. Anyway, it becomes a lot of people, and it sells out. And some of that is scalpers, and they try and resell it. Sometimes they have people reselling tickets on Facebook, and then they turn out to be fakes. Facebook or other social media, I guess. So we couldn't get tickets, not for the dining car, definitely, and that's where I would want to be. It's a more luxurious experience. You get to sit at a table, and you get extra hot chocolate, and these really cute mugs, and yeah, it's a better kind of place to be. I'm getting ahead of myself. On the website where you could buy tickets, they said that they were looking for volunteers. The Railroad Museum is a 501c whatever tax code charity, and so donations, and so this is one of their biggest fundraisers of the year. Then so I went and looked through the different volunteer positions. I talked to John, like, what do you think would be fun to do? I thought doing one where we were sitting inside and helping people with their tickets, and we could just chat sitting there in between shows and everything sounded really fun. He thought that being a hot chocolate server on the train sounded fun, and so that's what we did. The more important thing was that we were having, an experience together, and honestly, he was great. It is a lot more fun, and you're doing more things, and you get to go on the train 3 or 4 times, depending on the day. So a little bit beforehand, we got an email telling us, dress code, where to park, be there an hour before the first show that you signed up for. And so we did all of that. We got to see a little bit of the rehearsal for the inside show, because the way that our Railroad Museum does it, there's an hour inside and then an hour on the train. 30, 45 minutes on the train. Maybe it's an hour. I don't know. Anyway, so it's too early for me to be thinking about. We gave some instructions. Remember to wear deodorant. If you find out there's a lost child, how to handle that situation, like first aid, all your basic first aid work kind of instructions. And then we go out to the train, and the first year we did it last year, I was on one train and John was on the other train. How do I even describe this? I don't want to ruin the magic of the Polar Express. But our job is basically we pour the hot chocolate, and at certain points in the show, we take the hot chocolate out to the customers, the guests, and during that time, there are skits and everything that are happening. The conductor is out there punching fun shapes in the tickets. If you're lucky, Santa might show up. And he, so you're just trying to navigate everything and not accidentally pour hot chocolate on anyone. But that takes 5 minutes of this 2-hour-long program. At one point, you go through and you collect the trash as well. That's also part of being the train server. And then I think the only other official part of the job is in between shows, we clear off all of the tables, wipe them down, and then reset them for the next show, which again, it's like 5-10 minutes. Depends on how efficient you are. The first show day of this year, the train that I was on, each train has an actual museum staff person that's on there helping out with different things. So for my train and the one that John's on, they're usually helping with the hot chocolate, either pouring or serving or whatever. And so this year, the person who was the train museum staff on my train, it was her first time ever doing Polar Express. And so it took a little bit to get her efficient at the turnover between trains. Just takes practice, and there are different ways that you can do it that we just had to try some different things, see what worked best for her. Anyway, she's lovely, and now she's very efficient at it. I think she still feels very new. So we did 2 weekends, Friday and Saturday, and then this coming up weekend we're not volunteering. I think I'm volunteering one more time this season. So if you're going to be a train server, you can stop there. However, that wouldn't be enough. Not enough. And so, and it's boring. Every show is 2 hours, and you're working for your official job. It's about 15-20 minutes of that. So throughout the show, I'm talking to the other people on my car. I stay in the kitchen of my car for most of it, but different actors all come back there. The big man himself hangs out there for the first part of the show, and you just get to know the other players and hear about their life and the drama. There are some people that have drama. But it's not my place to tell you guys about that. But you can also be assembling the, call them the mug bags. Each table has 4 seats, and so one of the things that we set out when we're turning over the train is this. I told you, if you have one of the fancier tickets, you get a mug. And so we make these bags with 4 mugs each in them. And so usually I will sit there and make a whole bunch of those because it's like mindless task. Very easy to just run through. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And what John and I learned after the first time we did it is, as adults, we don't want tickets. not just for us, whenever, if there are some children that are around that want to go, then we would take them. But it is very, very kid-centered. I don't know if all of the Polar Expresses around the nation are like this. I have learned more about the other Polar Expresses. Like, I guess there's one in California where you are on the train for the full 2 hours, whereas ours, you're half the time in the museum and then half the time on the train. And there's a lot more that I could say about this, but I need to start getting ready, and I have some work that I gotta knock out before we get into all of the fun of my regular work day. So, what should I talk about tomorrow? Oh, in the description, I do have an email address, mrs.rabbit.reacts@gmail.com. So if you have any fun stories or videos or whatever that you want me to react to in one of these videos, send me an email with the link. And I've already gotten a couple. I'm trying very hard not to look at them. I just make sure that they're a legitimate submission and not spam. But just from the titles, I'm very excited. So that will be probably, I don't know if that'll be next week or in a couple of weeks. But yeah, maybe I'll do one of these, and depends on how much I have to say as I'm reacting, but do 2 or 3 of them in a video. Yeah. Also, if you want advice, that's also the place to submit it. Congratulations to, I believe it was Debbie, who got the answer right to the state that I'm in. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.